What's up, guys? It's Alexis.
And Alicia.
And welcome back to Full Sabak.
And we're going to actually stay consistent with how we pronounce it this episode.
Yeah. Because last time.
Yeah. It was, well, we were just trying to spice it up a little bit, but you know what? We don't actually need to do that this time because I've got something else that will spice up this episode.
Fantastic.
It's a recorder, and I haven't learned how to play anything on it yet. I'm going to learn how to play the Mandalorian theme song, and you can quote me on that. But until then, it just, whenever there's like a lull in the conversation or something's happening or like we see a Mandalorian running, I'm just gonna
I didn't think you were serious.
I have it right here. Why would you not think? When have I ever not been serious about doing something incredibly stupid?
It's valid.
So I just have that. I'm just gonna keep that on deck. We're gonna have that available for, whenever the tensions are getting high.
Yeah. Whenever we start to physically fight each other.
Yeah, over Zoom. So I think I'll probably need to use that a little bit more on the next episode because we'll be talking more about the Mandalorian, but I think it's just a good tool to have
at your disposal, just in case.
It's just good to have it there.
If you're joining us from TikTok, welcome. You don't know what you're getting yourselves into, but I'm very happy to have you.
Yes, so if you're joining us from TikTok, to answer your question, yes, we are this stupid all the time.
People were really intrigued by the which droids are dog coded.
Yeah, I saw some philosophical discussions happening in the comments. I was like, I don't know that TikTok is the right platform for this, but whatever gets conversation about the sentience of droids started, I guess.
Yeah, they were like, oh, what is the morality? What is your stance on the morality of it? And I was like, Jesus, I didn't think that hard about it.
Far ahead, all right? We were just like, this droid hot, this droid dog-coded, this droid is scary. Talking about the Dark Troopers, but I've decided they're also kind of sexy.
They're also kind of sexy.
I mean,
they're so tall.
They're really tall.
Oh my God, you're so funny. You're so tall and funny.
And they're like, we will rip your arms off.
I'm like, oh my God. So silly of you.
Can you calm down? No. So this episode, I thought it'd be fun for us to talk about the newest Star Wars initiative, the High Republic.
Yes.
Which is I don't know, I didn't really this is going to sound bad, but I was too distracted by The Mandalorian to really pay attention to too much of this when they were announcing everything. But I was super excited about Light of the Jedi, which is sort of the introduction to this era of the Republic, because it's written by Charles Soule, and you guys have probably, if you've read any Star Wars comics, you've probably come across his work or read some of his work. He's done the Anakin and Obi-Wan series, which is one of my all-time favorite any piece of media centering around them. I just think it's so good, and the illustrations are so good too. But he's also done Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith, and then for the sequels fans out there, he did write the Rise of Kylo Ren, which I did read because I was talking about it on the last episode. I was like, I want to know more about the Knights of Ren, and that does kind of focus on them as well as Kylo and Snoke and some other stuff. But it's a mini series, so it was a quick read. I didn't have to spend too much time having to hear Kylo Ren talking. But anyways, Light of the Jedi was super fucking good, actually. I didn't really expect to like it as much as I did because I tend to not be super keen on super Jedi centric stuff. If we're talking prequels era, I gravitate more towards things involving the clones, or just I don't know, sometimes I like to read about the politicians too, but
yeah,
I think it's hard for me to read about like prequels era Jedi or like any Jedi that I'm super familiar with, because I'll get hung up on like, oh, I don't like this author's characterization of Obi-Wan, or like this author just keeps bringing in all their original characters, and a lot of them I don't want to hear about as much as I want to hear about Anakin or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are just like a lot more things for me to nitpick, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't stop me from reading like every single book that's set during like the Clone Wars, especially because I'm searching for crumbs of the clones, and
I'm still gonna simp.
Yeah. Like I'll still read it, but like I will complain about it the whole time. But this one was nice because it's like 200 years before the Skywalker saga ever begins. So, I mean, like there's the only familiar character is like Yoda, because of course that guy's still around, but he's really not in this, which was kind of a blessing for me. You guys know I don't want to hear about him. So it, like, there were a ton of characters to keep track of, which was a little bit like annoying at first. Just because you know, like I had to make like a little reference sheet to like remember like who was who, and they're like jumping from different locations, and there's like a bunch of characters. But I actually really liked a majority of the characters, which is generally also not the case when someone has like they're introducing a bunch of original characters and stuff. I usually have issues with at least half of them.
Especially when it's like a Star Wars book and there's already like 700,000 minor characters that exist. And you're
right.
Like, I cannot keep track of anything.
And it's like, I mean, at this point, we might as well have like Legends material for like, you know, Salacious B. Crumb. I mean, there probably is. There's like a book for nearly every character that you can imagine.
I want a like a Kill Bill style film starring Salacious B. Crumb. But he's Uma Thurman.
I'd be very into that.
Mm-hmm.
So
the sirens go off, and then Lucy Liu's character is played by Max Rebo.
Oh, that's good.
Uh-huh.
Inspired choice, actually.
I don't know why Lucasfilm hasn't hired me yet, but time's ticking.
Yeah, like, get on this. Someone else will.
Listen, Favreau, I've got a lot to offer you people.
I mean, we really do. Like, if you're hiring based not on merit, but purely on enthusiasm, like, we've got to be some of the top candidates for sure.
Sexiness.
I mean, yeah, humor, ability to poorly play the flute. I mean, I could sub in if someone's out, you know, can't work on the score. I can play like one note in the background if you want.
You could do that, yeah.
And I also know how to make like sandwiches. So again, I'll work craft services.
Mm-hmm. I could play a live action Max Rebo. I think we're kind of built the same.
Well, you're like the same height as him, so
I'm built different. I'm built like Max Rebo.
I'm not like other girls. I'm like Max Rebo.
I'm literally a tiny blue elephant alien.
I mean, I would love to not be like other girls if I could instead be a tiny blue elephant alien. But Max Rebo is like very popular amongst the ladies. He has groupies.
Oh my God, he gets laid like all the time.
I don't want to think about that.
Wait, before we... I made it's on our Instagram. It's one of those tag yourself memes, like what vibe do I give off?
Oh, it's so good.
And I put like Jabba and the Cantina Band and Salacious B. Crumb, and like I put it on my story, and I was like, what vibe do I give off? And like 8 people messaged me, and they were like, you are definitely Salacious B. Crumb. I was like, what the fuck did I do to deserve this?
Didn't I say that too?
Yeah, you bitch.
Well, you talk about him more than I've ever heard anyone else talk about Salacious B. Crumb, so that's why you got him.
That name is so good.
That was like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's good. It's, I think, second only to Elon Sleazebag Ono is like also another really good.
Ain't that the dude who owns Tesla? Elon Sleazebag?
Yeah, that is actually.
Cool. Yeah, I thought so.
Oh my God, he's gonna sue us. He's the richest man in the world, right? He's gonna sue us over slander on our podcast.
Yeah, come to my house and drag me out with your receding hairline. You're not suing anybody. That was too far. I don't care.
Not far enough, I think.
Not far enough, I think.
I mean, we probably could spend a whole episode just trashing that dude, which I'm not even gonna do him the courtesy of actually saying his name. But
Elon Sleazebag Crumb.
yeah.
What the fuck is his name?
Elon Musty. Yeah, I hate that dude.
Yeah. While we're on this, I'm just gonna shamelessly plug our Instagram. You can just follow us at Full Sabac. We're gonna post little clips and stuff. We are very fun and sexy there as well.
We're also on Twitter, but the person who runs the Twitter account, aka me, does not really know how to use that platform. So
yeah, I would do it, but I got banned from Twitter a couple years ago. And I'm using a backup account I made in 2015. Yeah, they banned me quicker than they banned Trump.
Wow.
Isn't that fucked up? All I tweeted about was like aliens, and then like 4 minutes later my account was deactivated.
I think that, well, I used to really want to be on Twitter, like active on there, and for whatever reason they like would not let me make an account. And I tried like 4 different times, and I ended up having to make like a whole new email address and everything.
What the fuck?
I think they knew that my thoughts would be too powerful, even condensed into 160 character bits. They were like, nah, the world's not ready for this, and they were correct.
They were literally like, we just know she's not gonna shut the fuck up about Boba Fett. We know she's not.
I mean, that would probably be like the tamest thing I would talk about on there. You know, we're getting really off topic already, but like, you know, on The Office when Creed starts a blog, but it's just a Word document with like a URL at the top, like that's what my Twitter would be like.
Oh God.
They were like, yeah, we gotta shut this down before it gets started.
You're like, why is nobody liking these? I'm like, Elisha, you've saved every single one as a draft. Oh shit.
I mean, like the things that I would post on there, it's still probably considerably better than any thought that is like there are. I know it doesn't seem like it, but I do filter myself to an extent.
Yeah.
And you guys don't want to know the drafts that are just in my brain.
The ones that you send to me?
Yes.
I
mean, sometimes I even reel back a little bit and I'm like, that's a little bit much for 6:30 a.m. And then I just wait till 8 a.m. and then I send it.
I was going to say, you know, I'm not even going to be awake to read it, so don't worry about it. But I made a TikTok about Boba Fett, and it was a little risque. And
no, it was about Jango Fett. Get your
Oh yeah.
You don't even know who you're talking about.
Sometimes I just open my mouth and I just pray that something coherent comes out of it. It's never the case, but I made a TikTok about Boba Fett, and or Jango Fett, whatever.
You think they're the same?
Well, I mean,
you think that one is like a clone of the other?
It would be weird if that was the case. However, you make one joke about anal with Jango Fett, and then people on TikTok are like, "Oh, that's weird." That's the least weird thing that I've come across on my For You page. Okay.
So, anyways, as I was saying about Light of the Jedi, what I think like this author really excels at is his villains. But it's kind of like weird because you have all these Jedi characters and they're all like pretty likable, I think. But then you tend to empathize more with the villains of the story, which are like these space Vikings, the Nile.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also just, I mean, they're great in number, but they really only focus on like a couple of them as opposed to like the other like point of view changes, which there's like one every like other paragraph, I feel like, for the Jedi characters, and then just like the Republic you know, like galactic police force that are involved as well. But like, I don't know, I have to say, like, they're not nearly as scary to me as like the Sith or anything. Like they're intimidating.
Yeah.
But like, it's just so, I don't know, it's so weird to read about like other villains in Star Wars that are not the Sith or affiliated with the Sith somehow.
Yeah.
That
is odd.
They do have a really cool musical genre though, which this seems to have, I guess, been lost. I mean, it's like obviously they've introduced it in this book, but like I'm sad to see it doesn't seem like it will live on because it's been replaced by jizz later on, but called Rec Punk, which is like,
love that.
it's made by like instruments that have been created using salvaged parts from like wrecked ships. I think that's
it.
very cool. I I would like to hear what it sounds like, but I imagine it's mostly just cacophony. But that's good.
Yeah, that's punk as hell.
Yeah. And I also really like that they like talk about playing it like on their ships, because I mean, like, no one's ever playing music on the ships. I mean, I think personally that the clones should get to play music on the gunships. I think that would be very motivating for them, and I just think,
yeah,
like, I would like to hear what they would listen to.
like, does
Probably,
Mando just fly in silence?
yeah.
I mean, like, I guess, because that's all we see, but like, with the, I don't know.
I mean, it's not like they don't have the technology to listen to music. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I guess if you're like worried about it, like, you know, interfering with your ability to like detect other things, that's like, they have sensors for all that shit. So I don't know. I mean, as someone that like has to put in AirPods just to like walk up the stairs, I can't relate to spending hours and hours in space completely silent, but that's just me.
Oh my god, the Jedi Council can't hear you. They got their AirPods in. Oh my god. Anakin, they can't hear you.
They really couldn't. They refused to listen, and look what happened.
Put Anakin in therapy.
Oh, well, we'll get to that eventually.
Yeah. Like, if I'm in therapy, Anakin should be in therapy, okay?
Probably everyone should be in therapy, let's be honest. Especially after.
So if you're listening to our podcast,
we should, BetterHelp should sponsor us.
I was about to say that. I'm not even kidding.
We have to stop like giving people free advertisement before they actually have sponsored us, though.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna be like, well, why would I? I mean, you guys already name dropped us like 15 times. Well, that's to prove that we can do it. See how seamlessly I integrated BetterHelp into this conversation?
Fuck you.
Imagine if I was thinking about anything that I was doing.
Yeah. Imagine if we were trying.
Yeah. I like to imagine what my life would be like if I was trying often, but you know, that's about the extent of it.
Mm-hmm. That's Anakin's life motto. Imagine what I could do if I put my mind to it. I'd just be jumping on stuff.
He does have the record for the highest vertical jump at the Jedi Temple.
Just like, what was he in the NBA draft? Why do they know that?
I mean, I guess they, before like the war started, they did have more time to just, I guess, like goof around with this stuff.
Like, Anakin was like saving his amateur status and not becoming a master so he could participate in the Jedi Olympics. Like,
it's possible.
That's a good bit of lore we could hop on.
Really quick, I'm just gonna round up the rest of this High Republic stuff, because if you guys have read Light of the Jedi, I want to hear what you thought of it. Please, like, you don't even have to send a question. You can just tell me your thoughts on it. If you do have any questions, but there's so many things that I want to talk about, and I've only one other person that I know has read it, and it's like, okay, I'm trying to talk about this. Like, I have so many theories. I want to know what happens with these characters, but I don't want to spoil everything. So please read it. It's really good. And if you are not certain if you want to commit to it, Disney Books does have like a sampler of like pretty much all the High Republic stuff that's coming out and has already been released on their website. So you can like download that. It's like 70 pages long or something. So you can read bits of it. And it also has like some pages from The Great Jedi Rescue, which also came out this month, by Cavan Scott, which is a comic series. That was pretty good. I wish I should read it again now that I've read Light of the Jedi, because I read that first, and there are some of the same characters and I didn't know who they were yet. And then also next month, Claudia Scott, who she's probably like best known in the Star Wars universe for Master and Apprentice. which is about like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, like pre-Phantom Menace. So she's coming out with something for the High Republic era called Into the Dark, and then Daniel Jose Older, who wrote the solo tie-in novel Last Shot, which I do want to read now, especially given our tie-in to Solo.
Love it.
He is doing a comic run, Star Wars The High Republic Adventures. So those will both be out next month, but I think there are samplers in that Disney Books download, so I would check that out if you guys are interested in learning more about the High Republic. And please, please, please read this book and talk about it with me.
I love that.
Okay, so that's that's what I got on the High Republic. Until people actually read this book, and then I will not shut up about it. So you have to read it so we can discuss it. There's a character that I'm majorly simping for, and I already told you about him, but I feel like you will also simp for him once you read it.
Yes, I will.
I look forward to that.
I don't even have to look at a picture of him. Like, you sent me the description, and it was like, he was tall with dark hair. I said, yeah, okay.
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah, I'm locked in. Don't even worry about it.
Perfect. This is just a follow-up, I guess, from last week's episode. But Anonymous said, well, already I'm judging this because you couldn't even put your name on it. Anonymous said, Hondo is the sexiest weak way in the galaxy, and that is the hill I will die on. So you'll die on that hill, but you won't even assign a username to that conviction. And also, I'm sorry, but the fucking disrespect to my man working in Mos Pelgo. He's working hard. He's working for that money. He was serving up that spotchka in Mos Pelgo, and he was not making any money because it's not like they get any customers in that goddamn town. And I didn't see the marshal pay him for the spotchka that he ordered and then promptly abandoned because the
Well, maybe he got a running tab.
Well, you know what? He's gonna keep it running. Like, who's paying him? And now he doesn't even have the Mandalorian armor, so he has nothing of value to offer those people.
Maybe he got some of them dragon bones or something. I don't know what's valuable in Star Wars.
Here's a bunch of crate dragon meat, extra tough.
Okay. I mean, I like beef jerky. Maybe he also likes beef jerky.
So you do like Hondo, is what you're saying?
I don't understand where we're going ever. I don't understand.
It's just a long game of chess for me. I watched Queen's Gambit recently, so my game is always to checkmate someone in the conversation.
Well, you always do, because I never complete a thought. So
yeah, it's kind of like, it's like I'm the computer and you're never gonna beat me.
You bitch. When I say it, it's affectionate.
I know. I can see it in parentheses, even over the air.
Yeah. Hard eyes. You bitch.
This one is from our friend Kate, and
we love you, Kate.
Love you. I've thought about this a lot, but like I don't know. I feel like I could probably change my opinion on this like 50 times because there's just so many possibilities. But she said, for your consideration, you get to pick one clone and teach them one thing. In return, you get to learn one thing. Who are you picking? What are you teaching? And what would you like to learn?
Ooh. Hand holding with Rex.
Okay, that's fair. And what is he going to teach you?
I would teach Rex how to make a Bloody Mary, because I think he would like them. And I make a damn good Bloody Mary. And
okay, I am gonna go with Wolf because, as you guys probably know, similar to Dave Filoni, this is just another reason why I'm incredibly hireable. Wolf is my favorite clone. And I would like to teach him how to bake. I think that's something that he would enjoy, and I think he would be very good at it. And I think that, I mean, like, the clones are obviously incredibly good at like a billion things, but like I don't think that they really have like a home ec type of class on Camino.
I don't see them making sourdough starters.
No, and I think that's just, I don't know, I think it would be like a good like therapeutic thing. Like, he'd still get to use his hands. It's still like a very rewarding activity, but it's like low stress.
Well, Rex can use his hands in never mind.
Okay, as far as something I would like to learn, I don't know. I like to learn like hand-to-hand combat probably.
Yeah.
I think that would be good. I don't know. There's like I mean, I would also like to learn how to like pilot a ship, which I think like all the clones know how to do, or they could pick it up very easily because we saw like in the Umbara arc, they learned how to pilot like those alien ships very quickly, even though they did kind of destroy a lot of things in the process, but that's fine. I have to add another one though. And this is just like pretty much all the clones. I think the 501st would be like extra good at this, but I mean, they could teach me like whatever, how to shoot a blaster. I don't care, whatever. But showing them how to use TikTok, which I don't even really know how to use, but like I could figure it out and then show them because I think I would just like to see their videos intensely.
Yeah. I would think I would also teach I think fives would like to learn how to French braid hair. I think that's a very weird niche thing. But I think that'd be a fun thing to teach him. I think he would like to do it.
And then he could also French braid Top's hair.
That's what I was about. I was gonna say that
because it's long enough, and that would be so
long
cute.
enough. That'd be so wholesome.
I don't think like, are there any other clones that have like long hair? Not really, I guess.
I don't think so.
I do wonder like how is like bun like how, because I mean I know when I have a bun and I have to put like a bike helmet on or something, it's like very uncomfortable.
Yeah, unless the bun's just like one of those clip-on man buns that's just for show.
Oh, it's just fashion. Why did they do his hairline like that though?
They did do it weird.
Like him and then like my man Cut. Why does he look so much older than the other clones?
They gave him a receding hairline.
And then he has like a weird sort of like, it's like pink hair, which is like cool, but like doesn't seem like it's supposed to be dyed. It's just like that color for no apparent reason.
Like it would be cool in theory.
But it's like, I know like none of the clones can be like that much older than one another,
yeah.
You know? Like even if he did desert like early on in the war, it's not like he would have like aged faster than everyone else. Like they
yeah
do like age on like a accelerated timeline, but like he wouldn't
be that old.
He wouldn't be like 50.
Yeah, I don't understand most of the time frames that they give us. I just kind of take what I'm given and gather my context clues, because it's hard for me to follow sometimes. But that was an odd.
The whole accelerated aging thing is just like, it's kind of, I don't know, it's very stupid to me. Like, I get that they have to like speed up their growth in order to get them combat ready in like the shortest amount of time, but like, why would you like choose to have them continue like maturing at a faster rate after that?
Like, wouldn't you want to just get them to like 20 and then stop the accelerated aging so that they could?
Because it's not like they don't have the ability to do that. And
yeah, if they could start it in the first place, how could they not be able to stop it? Like, they don't want 80-year-old clones in 3 years.
No, and like I mean, unless they were thinking so far ahead that they just like automatically knew like when they would no longer need the clones or they would be recommissioned into stormtroopers.
Yeah.
But it's just like, okay, like you have chips in their heads, so they have to follow these commands. Why would you want a bunch of like stupid stormtroopers? Like, I mean, they've shown like they have bad aim. Like a lot of them are just like generally incompetent by comparison to clones. Like the clones are joking on them in Rebels because of like how incompetent they are compared to like the Grand Army of the Republic. Why would you not want to keep them like in their prime as long as possible so that they can serve the Empire? Because like we know that the whole point of them was like to overthrow the Jedi so that the Empire could take over. The whole accelerated aging thing is just like very stupid. And like it also is confusing too because they would be like in their 40s, I think, in Rebels, but they're like,
they look like they're older, 70.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've given up trying to understand the timeline or how anything works. I mean, like, I would teach and the Mandalorian is supposed to be older than Din, and she looks like she's like 25.
Yeah. If I could teach the clones one thing, it would be how to not have accelerated aging.
Yeah.
Because it stresses me out.
It stresses us out. We don't like it. So that would be
That's
another
our final answer. I have to take mine back. I apologize. I'll make a notes app apology for you later.
Great. Can't wait for that video. This one we could probably talk about for a while. Steffi Poodle said, how differently do you guys think everything would have been if Anakin had just opened up to Obi-Wan more? I just finished Clone Wars for the first time, and it kills me because Obi-Wan reaches out to Anakin several times. Anakin just doesn't take the bait or avoids it completely. At one point, Obi-Wan even opened up to him about Satine a little bit to get him to talk about Padme, but it goes nowhere. Thoughts?
Yeah, no, I have a lot of thoughts on this. And like, just if somebody would have given Anakin, like Obi-Wan tried to give Anakin like this sort of attention that he got from Palpatine, like, you know what I mean? Like if he felt like he was able to open up in that way, I think it would have been completely different. I think he wanted to open up to Obi-Wan, but he was like very fearful, especially like after the whole, you know, you're on the council but you're not a master debacle. So he was like, well, and now they want me to spy on the chancellor, so I don't want to tell them anything, because what if somebody's spying on me, you know? And I think I also think Anakin's kind of stupid, and I mean that in a lovely, loving way, but unless Obi-Wan straight up said, yo, I know about you and Padme, like, it's cool, man, like, just talk to me about it, like, he I don't think vaguely alluding to Satine was quite enough to get through Anakin's thick skull, because Anakin's kind of dense. Anakin's kind of stupid. And I think Obi-Wan would have to sit him down and be like, hey, this is what's up. And then he'd be like, oh, okay, I guess I can talk to you about it. But yeah, I think it would have gone in the opposite direction.
He really did think he was being slick, even though like they're literally making out after
in the middle of the
like, yeah, right after they like fought Dooku. They're just like right there, and Obi-Wan is just like, if I don't see it, it's not my problem.
Yeah, he doesn't want to deal with it. And I think, Obi-Wan, you should have dealt with it.
I think, I forget which book it was, maybe Wild Space, but I remember it takes place like, or opens like right after Attack of the Clones, and Yoda like tells Obi-Wan that he has to go dump Padme for Anakin. Because
yeah, that'll go well.
Like everyone sees that they're obviously, you know, they care about each other, they're involved, and so he's like, I hate this, I don't want to do this, like I don't want to turn Anakin against me, like he's already like super in a very bad volatile place, he just lost his mother, and Yoda's like, I don't care, I hate love, go break it up. And so he goes to do it, and Padme's just like, okay, and just like acts like she's gonna go along with it.
He's like, yeah, sure.
And then she's like, can he be my security detail, though I have to go back to Naboo to take care of a couple things? And Obi-Wan's like, yeah, sure, that seems fine. And then they go and get married. So
someone
like,
should have accompanied them. It stresses me out so much.
It's just like,
why was that what you thought Anakin could handle as his first mission alone? Jesus Christ. Send like, anyone with him.
Honestly, I mean, so I've thought a lot about like what would happen if they did end up talking, and what I think probably would have happened, and this is obviously like my ideal scenario, I guess, is that probably he would have been able to get through to him eventually. They would have taken on Palpatine, and I think that they could have won. I think what would have happened, though, is I think Anakin would have had to leave the Order. I think that it would have been impossible for him to stay after, like, openly admitting that he's married and he has kids on the way. So I think it probably would have caused a lot of turmoil for Obi-Wan, because I think in a lot of ways, like, he doesn't really know who he is without Anakin at this point. Like, they're so connected that I think it probably would have been a lot harder on Obi-Wan if Anakin had left than it would be for Anakin, because like I mean, he's like talked about it in books, like in one that I'm reading right now, Labyrinth of Evil. He's like really upset about this remark that Obi-Wan has made to him, where he's like, maybe Qui-Gon should have left you at Watto's junk shop. And he's like joking,
Aw.
but it's like, damn, that kind of sucks, dude.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've thought about it like a lot, like what would have happened if he had left me there on Tatooine. And even if I never became a Jedi, like I was like a pod racing champion at 9 years old, like I would have like won the Boon to Eve Classic. I would have been able to buy like the freedom for me and my mom. I wouldn't have met Padme probably, but like I wouldn't have just like rotted on Tatooine. Like I would have made something of myself. And honestly, like he was still like doing like illegal pod racing and stuff even after he got to the temple. Like Obi-Wan was constantly trying to like have to track him down and find out where his Padawan was, and he was always doing some fucked up shit in like the lower levels of Coruscant.
He's like, how did you even get down here?
Like I think he probably would have ended up doing something like that, though. Like I think he would like need that constant like thrill and stimulation.
Yeah.
But I don't think that he necessarily would have to be like a Jedi. I think he would be fine just like helping people out and like being supportive of Padme, and then doing like he probably would be like a pod racer or like a master tinkerer.
Yeah.
It's not like he would just like stop doing things, but I don't think that he would have needed to still be in the Jedi Order. And I think unless Ahsoka had come back and really wanted to be his Padawan again, I think that there would have just not been a whole lot for him there.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think there's a lot of ways it could go, and it's like, it's kind of sad and it's kind of dark, but like, you know, you think about it and you're like, I think the Order needed Anakin more than Anakin needed them.
Yeah.
To an extent.
It's like, I don't know. I mean, it's really frustrating. I think the majority of the frustrations I have stem from Yoda and just him kind of
just fucking everything up for everybody.
Like
Anakin goes to him and he's like, hey, I'm feeling really sad and worried and afraid and uncomfortable and stressed. And he said, oh, have you tried not feeling that way? How about don't feel anything?
Have you tried BetterHelp?
Jesus, that's good.
See, God, I just don't miss, you know? I just keep plugging it, and one day we're actually going to say it for real. But like, again, in this book that I'm reading now, Labyrinth of Evil, it takes place, it's like a lead-in to Revenge of the Sith, so it's like in that really like volatile spot where they're like, if like one thing had gone differently, like maybe a catastrophe could have been avoided. But it's so frustrating because Obi-Wan asks Yoda, like, hey, do you think it's possible maybe that like Dooku wasn't lying about the Senate being under the control of a Sith? And Yoda's like, no, like we looked at the Senate and we didn't see anything, and it was kind of risky because we didn't want to like make people mad by being suspicious, but like, yeah, I mean, you know, if like a Sith was in control of the Senate, they would have already defeated the Republic. It's just like,
no, dumbass, he's playing the long game.
Like, how did you actually look at the Senate? Like, you just gave a cursory glance and you're like, I don't see any Sith here. So that's pretty much what it feels like they did.
Yeah.
That's and like before any like Jedi apologists start with me and they're like, oh, like, are you saying like the Jedi brought this upon themselves? No, I'm not saying that. No, I don't think they deserve what happened to them. I'm just saying it's like, I think the problems do stem from Yoda, because you cannot be in power for as long as he has been without getting like a little bit arrogant and thinking that you're above making any mistakes. And I mean, that obviously led to a lot of problems. Like, and he even says in this book later on in that same chapter, so it's kind of contradictory because like Yoda's like very sure of himself about there not being any Sith in the Senate, and then Obi-Wan is talking about Count Dooku and like how the council dismissed him as being this idealist and not, you know, like actually like on his way to the dark side. And Yoda says, saw with my own eyes what he had become and refused to believe it. I did. So he's admitting that even if that had been revealed, he might not have done anything.
Like, come on, girl. Come on, Miss Yoda.
I just, it's just so like ridiculous because like there's in Attack of the Clones, I feel like multiple points where someone just straight up tells like a member of the Jedi Order, like, hey, there's like a Sith controlling everything, and
They're like, nah, we got this, bud. We're all good.
they're like, seems fake, but okay. Like, what reason do they have to lie about that? Like, if you actually like eliminate all the possibilities that they have of like there's no like tactical advantage to them revealing that information.
Yeah. It's
like Dooku really was trying to get Obi-Wan to join him.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to overthrow Sidious with Obi-Wan. Like he was speaking from a genuine place, like in a severely misguided place, but like he was actually telling him what was going on.
He was like, hey, hottie, do you want to be your own boss?
Have you heard of Sensi?
Hey, girly, I noticed that you're doing that Jedi 9 to 5 stuff. That couldn't be me.
That could not be me. Ever since I became leader of the Separatist Alliance, I have been working only like 30 minutes a day and I'm making 6 figures.
I am literally my own boss. All I do is sell leggings and, you know, meditate on evil doings. Like, you could do it too. Just apply under me.
Just use my affiliate link and we'll get you all set up.
He's like, I do believe that this is a pyramid scheme. And he's like, no. No, girl. No.
It's totally different.
Like, it's a pyramid would have like it'd be like, this is like a triangle.
This is a temple scheme, actually, because I'm asking someone from the Jedi Temple. So,
yeah, if you ever try to contact me about selling hair vitamins, I will call the police.
If you DM me about hair vitamins or any other MLM, what I will do is I will copy and paste Jar Jar Binks smut and I will send it to you until you leave me alone.
Work email. Block me. You will open it in the office and you will see.
And my favorite one is when they're like, you could be using your platform to make money. I'm like,
what
like
platform?
112 people follow me on here. So, and most,
you know, that bitch copy pasted.
Yeah. Like, have you looked at my ratios? Because they're bad.
They're pretty bad.
They're pretty abysmal.
I always get the, now they started making automated ones on Instagram. They're like, you could be a brand ambassador. And like, it's an account that has no followers and no profile picture. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, God, I know. They're like, all you have to do is buy $50 worth of merchandise from us, take pictures in it.
Mm-hmm. We'll give you 6% off.
They're like edited really well. And yeah, we'll give you 1.3% off. And then we'll post the pictures on our page.
Mm-hmm. For our 6 followers.
Yeah. And it's like stuff that they like made on, you know, like.
They absolutely got it from like AliExpress.
It's like a super generic, like make your own t-shirt website. And it's something that like it's like those super specific Facebook t-shirts that's like, this is like really niche.
I want one that's like, that'll say, never underestimate a Sith Lord who wants Obi-Wan Kenobi to join his multi-level marketing scheme and was born in August.
Exactly. It's like that's like the level of specificity that you get.
I will say I would purchase that one.
I would purchase it too.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be our merch.
Yeah, full Sabac merch coming soon. Yeah.
And on that note,
all right. Well, I'm gonna play us out really quick.
Okay.
Just everyone, just cover your ears.
Mm-hmm.
It's about to be loud.
5, 6, 7, 8.
All right.
All right. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at FullSabac. We're available wherever you listen to podcasts, obviously, since you're listening to us right now.
And questions, comments, concerns, you can either send them to our page, fullsabac.tumblr.com, or you can do a voice message from our Anchor page, which is linked in the description. Or you can DM us on Instagram, as long as it's not about hair vitamins.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
See you next time.